What if you lived in a place so remote that help could take days or even weeks to arrive? No roads, no nearby cities. Sometimes not even another human being for hundreds of miles. From frozen islands to hidden villages, these are places where isolation isn't a choice. It's a way of life. Today, we explore the top 10 most isolated places on Earth. Isolation can mean different things. For some places, it's distance from civilization. For others, it's extreme environments that make access nearly impossible. These locations are among the hardest to reach anywhere on Earth. Let's begin. 10. Itakortormit. This tiny settlement in eastern Greenland is one of the most remote communities on the planet. With a population of fewer than 500 people, it sits on the edge of the Arctic wilderness. For most of the year, the area is surrounded by sea ice, making travel extremely difficult. There are no roads connecting it to other towns. The only way in is by helicopter or a supply ship, when conditions allow. Life here depends on hunting, fishing, and surviving in one of the harshest climates on Earth. 9. Tristan da Cunha. Often called the most remote inhabited island in the world, Tristan da Cunha lies in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. The nearest mainland is thousands of kilometers away. There are no airports. The only way to reach the island is by a week-long boat journey from South Africa. Fewer than 300 people live here, forming one of the smallest communities on Earth. Despite the isolation, the island has its own traditions, culture, and way of life. 8. Oymyakon. Oymyakon is known as one of the coldest inhabited places on Earth. Temperatures here can drop below -50 degrees Celsius. The extreme cold makes travel incredibly difficult, especially during winter. Roads can freeze solid, and vehicles must run constantly to avoid breaking down. With only a few hundred residents, Oymyakon is isolated not just by distance but by its brutal climate. 7. Pitcairn Island. Pitcairn Island is one of the least populated territories in the world. It is located in the vast Pacific Ocean, far from major shipping routes. Only about 50 people live on the island. There are no airports and ships visit only a few times a year. Most residents are descendants of the famous mutiny on the HMS Bounty. Life here is quiet, remote, and deeply connected to the island's history. 6. Supai Village. Supai is the only village in the United States where mail is still delivered by mule. Located deep inside the Grand Canyon, it is completely inaccessible by road. To reach Supai, you must hike, ride a mule, or take a helicopter. Despite being in a developed country, this village remains incredibly isolated. Its unique location makes it one of the most unusual communities in the world. 5. McMurdo Station. McMurdo Station is the largest research station in Antarctica. Even though it houses scientists and staff, it is one of the most isolated places on Earth. For months at a time, it is cut off from the rest of the world due to extreme weather. Temperatures can drop drastically and darkness can last for weeks. Living here requires strict planning, teamwork, and the ability to survive in one of Earth's harshest environments. 4. Longyearbyen. This Arctic town is one of the northernmost settlements in the world. It is so remote that there are more polar bears than people in the surrounding region. Residents are required to carry rifles when leaving town for safety. For part of the year, the sun never rises. For another part, it never sets. Isolation here is defined not just by distance, but by extreme natural conditions. 3. Easter Island. Easter Island is one of the most isolated inhabited islands in the world. It lies thousands of kilometers from the nearest mainland. The island is famous for its mysterious stone statues known as moai. Despite modern transportation, reaching Easter Island still requires a long journey across the Pacific Ocean. Its remote location has helped preserve its unique culture and history. 2. Alert. Alert is the northernmost permanently inhabited place on Earth. Located in the Arctic, it is closer to the North Pole than to any major city. Only a small number of military and scientific personnel live here. For months, the area experiences complete darkness. Travel is extremely limited and supplies must be carefully planned. Isolation here is absolute. 1. Point Nemo. Taking the number 1 spot is Point Nemo. This is not a city or an island, but a location in the ocean. It is the most remote point on Earth, located in the South Pacific Ocean. The closest humans to Point Nemo are often astronauts aboard the International Space Station. That's how isolated it is. No land, no people, just endless ocean in every direction. From frozen Arctic settlements to islands lost in the ocean, These places show just how vast and remote our planet can be. While most of us live connected lives, millions of people experience a very different reality, one defined by isolation. But in many ways, these places also remind us of something powerful. Even in the most remote corners of Earth, life finds a way. Which of these places surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more global documentaries.